Morning students, myself Bina Tripathi, welcome to your online class. Students, today I am going to explain you in Geography chapter 8 how seasons occur part 2. See students, previous chapter 7 we have done the soils. Can you tell? See students, this is totally activity based. All these questions are there already we have discussed in chapter 1. Our chapter name is how seasons occur part 1. On that we have discussed all this. Okay students, so no need to do again this. You must have noticed the longest day, the shortest day, and the days with the same duration of the day and night time with the help of the observations in the month of June, September, and December. Generally, these dates are the same every year. Okay, students? That means generally these dates are same every year. With the help of the shadow experiment, you must have noted the change in the position of sunrise. So, see, students, let us study the changes in the position of sunrise and the difference in duration of day and night time that we are going to discuss in this topic. Okay, students? Geographical explanation. Students, today I am going to explain you in Geography chapter 8 how seasons occur part 2. See students, previous chapter 7 we have done the soils. Can you tell? See students, this is totally activity based. All these questions are there already we have discussed in chapter 1. Our chapter name is how seasons occur part 1. On that we have discussed all this. Okay students, so no need to do again this. You must have noticed the longest day, the shortest day, and the days with the same duration of the day and night time with the help of the observations in the month of June, September, and December. Generally these dates are the same every year. Okay students, that means generally these dates are same every year. With the help of the shadow experiment, you must have noted the change in the position of sunrise. So see students, let us study the changes in the position of sunrise and the difference in duration of day and night time that we are going to discuss in this topic. Okay students? Geographical explanation. Apparent movement of the sun. That means students, it appear that the sun moves to the north or south in a year. Okay students, you must have realized through your observations that the position of the sun at sunrise appears to change on the horizon every day. So that we are realized students by our observation. Okay, its position appeared to move towards the north or south in the course of a year. That is because of the apparent movement of the sun. However, in reality, the sun does not move anywhere. So, see, students, but in reality, the sun is moving? No, the sun is not moving. Okay, students? That means in reality, the sun does not move anywhere. That is why, students, this movement of the sun towards the north or south in a year is called the apparent movement of the sun. That means, students, you should know about that. What is apparent movement of the sun? That means apparent movement of the sun, student, means what? That means movement of the sun towards the north or south in a year is called the apparent movement of the sun. Okay students, the position of the rising sun keeps on moving towards the south in the period from 21st June to 22nd December. This period is called Dakshinyan. Okay students, so say students, that means what is Dakshinyan? Dakshinyan means what, students? The position of the rising sun keeps on moving, okay, towards the south in the period from 21st June to 22nd December. And this period is called the Dakshinyan. Okay students, from 22nd December to 21st June, the sun keeps on moving towards the north. And this period is called Uttarayan. Okay students, so these are different are there students. That means from 22nd December to 21st June, the sun keeps on moving towards north. This period is called the Uttarayan. And say students, the revolution of the earth around the sun and the tilted axis of the earth are the two factors responsible for the apparent movement of the sun. So what are the two factors are the students was responsible for the apparent movement of the sun? That is the revolution of the earth around the sun and the tilted axis of the earth. Okay students, so these are the two factors are there. Okay students, which are responsible for the apparent movement of the sun. So see students, seasons occurs only with the reference of northern and the southern hemisphere. Okay, students. Always remember, this year you will study the apparent motion of the sun in your science textbook, students. As well, in that books, the sun's east-west motion from sunrise to sunset, that is its diurnal apparent motion, is also considered. Okay, students. That means you have learned in science textbook the sun's east-west motion from sunrise to sunset, that is its diurnal apparent motion, is also considered. Okay, students. In geography, we consider the apparent north-south movement of the sun. In both the motion, the sun only appears to move and does not actually move. So see, students, that means in both the motion, what we learn, that in both the motions sun only appear to move and does not actually moving. Okay, the diurnal apparent movement of the sun is related to the rotation of the earth, whereas its annual apparent movement is related to the revolution of the earth and the tilt of the earth axis. So see, students, that means the diurnal apparent movement of the sun is related to the rotation of the earth. Why it was happening, students? Because of the earth rotation, whereas its annual apparent movement of is related to the revolution of the earth. Okay, students, and the tilt of the earth axis. Because of that it was happens. Okay, students. Okay, students, that means diurnal is happening, diurnal apparent movement of the sun is related by, students, because of the to the rotation of the earth. Okay, students, whereas its annual apparent movement is related to the revolution of the earth and the tilt of the earth axis, that you have to by head. Okay, students. Observe figure 8.1 carefully and answer. So see, students, this is your diagram. Figure is there. Figure 8.1. Cycle of seasons, equinox, solstice. So you have to observe that. Afterwards you have to give that answer. What are the questions are given here? Okay, students. Can you see that diagram? Okay, students. See that summer solstice, spring equinox, winter solstice, autumnal equinox, and the date also different. Okay, students, and month also different. Okay, students, can you see that? And which place the sun brightness are reached to the earth, that is brightness are there, and which place sun rays was not passing, that is darkness are there. Can you see that, students? See in your diagram. Okay, so see, students, questions are there. How is the northern hemisphere in which you live positioned relative to the sun on the dates given in the figure? So see, student, this is your diagram. Okay, so see that away from the sun, that is in the period from 23rd September to 21st March. Okay, students, and near to the sun in the period from 21st March to 23rd September. Okay, students, can you see that? Okay, which seasons will you experience in northern hemisphere around 22nd December? So see that, students, 22nd December. So that means that is winter. Can you see that? That is winter. We will experience winter in the northern hemisphere around 22nd December. Okay, students. Next question. What will be the season in the northern hemisphere around 21st June? So see, 21st June. So that is your summer. Can you see that? Summer will be in the northern hemisphere around 21st June. Okay, students. If it is winter in the northern hemisphere, which season will be in the opposite hemisphere? So see, students, if it is winter in the northern hemisphere, then it will be summer in the opposite hemisphere. Okay, students. So winter opposite is summer. Okay, students. After our last one is, at any given point of time, why are the seasons in the northern and southern hemisphere different? So see, students, why it was happened, students? You all know that that means all are happened because of the tilt of the earth axis of rotation. All these are happening, students. Okay, that means at any given point of time, the seasons in the northern and southern hemisphere are different because, students, because of tilt of the earth's axis of rotation. Okay, students. Perihelion and aphelion position of the earth. Okay, students, the path of the revolution of the earth around the sun is elliptical. Okay, students, the sun is at one of the two centers of the ellipse, the sun does not change its position. And see students, the sun will not change the position. And see students, earth is a planet. That means in which planet we are living, students? So we are living on the earth planet. Okay, so and sun is a star, so that means earth getting the light because of the sun. Okay students, and earth is making the movement, students. Sun is not making the movement. Sun will not change their place. As the earth moves in an ellipse, its distance from the sun does not remain the same. So every time, sometime less and sometime more. Okay students, it is at its minimum distance in the first week of January. So see students, that means it is at its minimum distance in the first week of January. This is called the perihelion position of the earth. In this position, the southern end of the axis is towards the sun. Okay students, that means when earth is near, that means when their distance is minimum, we can say the perihelion position. Okay students, when earth is far away, farthest point from the sun, we can say the aphelion position. Okay students, that you have to by heart. Okay students, that means when the earth is in the minimum distance in the first week of the January, this is called the perihelion position of the earth. In this position, students, the southern end of the axis is towards the sun. As against this, in the first week of July, the earth is at the farthest point from the sun, and this is called the aphelion position. Okay students, in this point, the northern end of the axis is towards the sun. Okay students, see students, what you have to by heart, that in this, when earth is minimum distance, we can say the perihelion. When earth is farthest from point from the sun, we can say the aphelion. See this diagram, can you see that? Okay, aphelion means 152 million kilometer. Okay, and perihelion means that is 147 million kilometer. Okay students, and see that southern hemisphere winter, southern hemisphere summer, and see the earth's elliptical orbit. Can you see that students, earth elliptical orbit? That figure 8.2, aphelion and perihelion position. Okay students, and see the Uttarayana, July, northern hemisphere, that is summer, and Dakshin, that is January, northern hemisphere, that is winter. Okay students, that means we already learned, students, with the help of the figure 8.1. Can you see that? And which show the position of the earth in relation to the sun. You can guess which seasons prevails in which hemisphere. And see students, seasons occur due to the revolution of the earth as well as due to the tilt of its axis of rotation. And always remember that, students, seasons occur due to the revolution of the earth as well as due to the tilt of its axis of rotation. Okay students, see students, do you know, due to the gravitational force of the sun and the earth, the speed of the earth gets reduced. Reduce means less during the aphelion position and increases during the perihelion position. As the difference in the distance of the earth in both these positions is not very great, it does not have any effect on the seasons. See students, that means gravitational force of the sun and the earth, the speed of the earth get reduced. Okay, on that time the speed of the earth get reduced, that means become less during the aphelion position and increases during the perihelion position. Okay, as the difference in the distance of the earth in both these positions is not very great. Okay, and it does not have any effect on the season. Okay students, geographical explanation. As the earth revolves around the sun, the equator receives perpendicular ray on 2 days in a year. See student diagram. These conditions occur on 21st March and 23rd September. On these days, both the poles are at the same distance from the sun, and this is called equinox. See students, figure 8.3, equinox day. See that sun perpendicular, that means straight line. Okay, on the earth, can you see that equator place? Okay students, that means students, as the earth, when they making the revolution around the sun, on that time the equator receives perpendicular rays on both that means on 2 days. Both the days means 2 days in a year. These conditions occur on 21st March and 23rd September. Okay students, and on this day both the poles are at the same distance from the sun. See that both the poles are at the same distance from the sun, and this is called the equinox. Okay, students. The illuminated and the dark portion of all the parallel including the equator are shown in figure 8.3. In the figure, the circle of illumination divides all the parallels from the north pole to the south pole equally. And say students, can you see that? That means the circle of illumination divides all the parallel from the north pole to south pole equally, equal part. Everywhere on the earth, night time and daytime are of equal duration. And everywhere you can see that on earth, night time as well as daytime are of equal duration. And see students, this condition is called equinox. Okay students, on equinox the sun's rays are perpendicular on the equator. Okay students, that means on equinox the sun rays are perpendicular, means straight line on the equator. In these conditions, the circle of illumination coincides with the great circle defined by two opposite meridian. In the northern hemisphere, spring prevails from 21st March to 21st June, while autumn prevails from 23rd September to 22nd December. That means students, that means in this condition, the circle of illumination coincides with a great circle defined by two opposite meridian. Okay students, that means in the northern hemisphere spring prevails, the date is, that means period from 21st March to 21st June, while autumn prevails from 23rd September to 22nd December. Okay students, the southern hemisphere has the opposite season during this period. Okay students, in the northern hemisphere 21st March is called the spring or vernal equinox, whereas 23rd September is called autumnal equinox. Okay students, that also you have to buy that means in the northern hemisphere 21st March is called the spring or vernal equinox, whereas 23rd September is called the autumnal equinox. Okay students, the equinox or solstice dates can vary by a day or so. Okay, see students, use your brain power, totally cancel. I mark with pencil, no need to do this. Okay, figure 8.4 show the position of the earth with its tilted axis on 21st June and 22nd December. It also shows its illuminated and dark portion. Observe the figure and answer the following. See students, two diagrams are there. Okay, see that 21st June and see that 22nd December. Okay, afterwards see that students, figure 8.4 the position of the earth with its tilted axis on 21st June and 22nd December. So that you have to observe that, and some questions are given here students. By observing this diagram you have to give the answer. Okay, that means observe the figure and answer the following. Okay students, you all know that earth getting the light because of sunrise. Okay students, can you see that? So which place brightness are there, that place that sun rays were passing to the earth. Okay, now see that some questions are given student. The first question is, in figure A, which pole is receiving sunlight? So see student, figure A, you have to see that which pole is receiving sunlight students, that is north pole. Okay, can you see that? That means north pole there is a brightness are there. Okay, and this way that means we can say that in figure A the north pole is receiving sunlight. Next question, in figure B, which pole is not receiving sunlight students? So this is your figure B. Okay, so see that which pole not getting the sunlight, that is again students in figure B the north pole is not receiving sunlight. Okay students, next question, which hemisphere has the longest daytime on 21st June? So see students, that means which hemisphere, question is which hemisphere has the longest daytime on 21st June? So see student, that is northern hemisphere. Okay students, that is northern hemisphere students has the longest daytime on 21st June. Next question is students, which hemisphere will have the longest night on the 22nd December? So that is your answer again students, that is northern hemisphere will have the longest night on the 22nd December. Okay students, next one is, on which date will the Tropic of Cancer receive perpendicular rays? So see students, that means see that 21st June the Tropic of Cancer. Can you see that? Okay, that means on 21st June the Tropic of Cancer will receive perpendicular sun rays. Okay students, next question say that considering the position of the North Pole, which season will prevail in the northern hemisphere from 22nd March to 23rd September? So see students, that means by observing this diagram, let me see that considering the position to the, that means of the North Pole, summer will prevail in the northern hemisphere. Okay students, from 22nd March to 23rd September. Okay students, next question is there, the cricket matches in Australia are generally in summer. When does Australia have summer? The answer, that means our answer will be that is from 23rd September to 21st March. Okay students, and last one is, in which period is the midnight sun observable in Norway? Which season will there be at that time? So see students, that means in the period from 21st March to 23rd September, we can say that the midnight sun is observable in Norway. Summer will be there at that time. Okay students. Okay students, after last question, see that at what time will the midnight sun is visible at the Bharati Research Station of India at Antarctica? What will be the seasons there at that time? So see students, your answer will be there in the period from 23rd September to 21st March. Okay, so 23rd September 21st March, the midnight sun will be visible at the Bharati Research Station, okay, of India at Antarctica, and summer will be the seasons, that means at that time. Okay students, so this way by while observing this diagram, we are all these questions are there. Okay students, so to give this answer of that question. Okay students, geographical explanation, when any one of the poles inclines the most toward the sun, 23 degree 30 parallel of that hemisphere receive perpendicular sun rays. Okay students, see figure 8.4. okay, see that figure 8.4, see this diagram. Now see students, the sun rays are perpendicular at the equator on 22nd March and 23rd September, which are the days of equinox. After 22nd March, other parallel between the equator and the Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere start receiving perpendicular rays. Okay students, that means after 22nd March, other parallel between the equator and the Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere students start receiving perpendicular rays. Okay, only on 21st June and 22nd December the sun rays become perpendicular on the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn respectively. These 2 days are called solstice day. And see student, that means say that on 21st June and 22nd December, okay, the sun rays become perpendicular on the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. See the diagram. Okay students, respectively, and these 2 days are called solstice day. Okay students, why? Because the sun rays was become perpendicular on the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, and the date is 21st June and 22nd December. Okay students, sun rays are never perpendicular on any of the parallel between the Tropic of Cancer and the North Pole, or between Tropic of Capricorn and the South Pole. 21st June is the longest day and it marks the shortest night in the northern hemisphere. So see students, 21st June is the longest day and it marks the shortest night in the northern hemisphere. Similarly, 22nd December marks the longest day and the shortest night in the southern hemisphere. 22nd December is the shortest day in the northern hemisphere. Okay students, so that you have to by heart that. Okay students, that means what you have to by heart students, 21st June is the longest day and is marked the shortest night in the northern hemisphere. Similarly, 22nd December marked the longest day and the shortest night in the southern hemisphere. Okay, and 22nd December is the shortest day in the northern hemisphere. Okay students, in the region from the Arctic Circle to the North Pole students, the sun remains visible for 24 hours or longer. So see student, Arctic Circle place to the North Pole, the sun remains visible. That means you can see that 24 hours or longer. Okay, students. At the North Pole, the sun is visible in the sky from 22nd March to 23rd September. That is for 6 months. And see, students, 24. That means North Pole, the sun is visible in the sky from the period is 22nd March to 23rd September. That is for 6 months, students. Similar situation prevail in the region between the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole in the period from 23rd September to 21st March. So that is also by heart, students. That means, students, in the North Pole the sun is visible in the sky. The period is 22nd March to 23rd September. That is for 6 months. And say, students, similar situation prevails in the region between the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole in the period from 23rd September to 21st March. Note that on the equator the duration of the day and night is same throughout the year. That is 12 hours each. Okay, students. Say, students, seasons have been decided on the basis of the duration of sunlight, equinox and solstice. Okay, that means the equatorial region does not experience any change of seasons. Hence, the climate in that region does not change at all in the year. So, see, students, you all know that seasons have been decided on the basis of the duration of sunlight, equinox and solstice. The equatorial region does not experience any changes of season. And say, student, hence the climate in that region does not change at all in the year. In place beyond the equatorial region in either hemisphere, summer or winter, are experienced one after the other within a year. The occurrence of seasons one after the other in a year lead to the cycle of seasons. So we are observing, students, in a year summer season, winter season, rainy season. Okay, so this way it will happens. And generally there are 2 seasons, summer and winter, on the earth. However, in some place seasons are taken to be 4 in all. Okay, students. That means, students, generally we are saying that 2 seasons are, that is summer and winter, on the earth. Okay, but however in some place seasons are taken to be 4 in all. The changes in the atmosphere, vapor in the air, the winds and the precipitation also influence the season. And since what is influenced by the season, students? That means the changes in the atmosphere that also affect vapor in the air, the wind and the precipitation all influence the season. Continuous occurrence of the rain in a specific period give rise to an additional seasons besides summer and winter. Due to the local conditions, seasons other than summer and winter are seen to occur in different parts. So, see, students, that means we also season different seasons also there. That means due to the local conditions, seasons other than summer and winter are seen to occur in different parts. For example, rain occur in India in a specific period, students. That means June, July, August, September. We are saying the rainy seasons are there. Okay, students. Therefore, we consider 4 seasons such as summer, rainy seasons, the period of retreating monsoon, and winter. So, as say, students, there are 4 seasons in Europe and North America too also. That means India have the 4 season. Okay, students, and the same 4 season in Europe and North America also. They are summer, autumn, winter and spring. Okay, students, understood that? That means which are the 4 seasons are there? Are there, students? There are 4 seasons also in Europe and North America also. India is there. India also there are the 4 seasons and they are summer, autumn, winter and spring. Okay, students. The cycle of seasons and the living world. If the earth axis were not tilted, the same climatic conditions would be prevailed throughout the year. The seasons would not have occurred. One and the same type of climatic condition would be prevailed on each of the different parallel. It is the tilt of the axis that lead to occurrence of seasons, change and diversity of the on the earth. So see, students, why it was happening, why the season was changing, students, because of the earth axis were not, that means because of the earth axis. Okay, students. And suppose just imagine that if earth axis were not tilted, now what happened that the same climatic condition would be have prevailed throughout the year and season would not have occurred. One and the same type of climatic condition would have prevailed on each of the different parallel. Okay, students. And why it is happening, students? Because of the axis, that means tilt of the axis, and because of that earth axis lead to occurrence of seasons, change and diversity on the earth. The living world on the earth is affected by the cycle of seasons. For example, in the region between 66 degree 30 and 90 degree in both the hemisphere, even the mild sunlight available for a part of the year gives rise to the certain flora and fauna. And see, so flora means what? Flowers. Fauna means what? Animals. Okay. So see, students, that means in a region between 66 degree 30 and 90 degree in both the hemisphere, even the mild sunlight available for a part of the year give rise to certain flowers and animals. Okay, students. In the Antarctic region, at the southernmost part of the earth, birds like penguins, fish like seals, and animals like walruses are found. Where all these are found where, students? In the Antarctic region. Okay, students. In the southernmost part of the earth, what we are finding that birds like penguins, fish like seals, and animals like walruses are found. In polar regions, in the northern hemisphere, students, animals like reindeer, polar bear, Arctic foxes, etc. are found. People living in this region too have adapted to the natural conditions prevailing in that regions. Our adaptations to the climatic conditions is possible only up to a certain limits. That is why organisms prefer to certain habitat. And say, students, so that means in Antarctic region we are finding the birds like penguins, fish like seals, animals like walruses. And same way in the, that means in the polar region, north hemisphere, animals, what which animals are found, student? Example like reindeer, polar bear, Arctic foxes. Okay, so all these are found. And see, students, people living in this region too have adapted to the natural conditions prevailing in that regions. Our adaptations to the climatic conditions is possible only up to a certain limits. That is why organisms prefer to certain habitat, students. During extreme cold climatic conditions, when the food supply becomes scarce, means less number of birds and animals migrate temporarily. See, students, when that means when there is very cold climates are there, extreme cold climatic conditions are there, that place food become very less, and in search of food, birds and animals they started to migrate. Okay, to different place. Trees bear fruit in a particular seasons. Therefore, agriculture season also depend on to the local climatic conditions. And say, students, you know that tree also bear fruits in a particular seasons. So every season we are not getting the same fruits. Okay, so fruits also different season we are getting. Example, mango tree are finding summer seasons. So these are different seasons are that means tree also bear the fruits. Okay, students. And this way, therefore, agricultural season also depend on to the local climatic conditions. In polar areas, snow line shift north or south according to seasons. This affect migration of birds and animals. And see, students, and this way in polar areas, snow lines shift north or south according to seasons, and this affect migration of birds and animals. Okay, students, use your brain power totally cancel, students. I have marked with pencil, no need to read this. Okay, students. Do you know Arctic tern? See, students, once the winter the North Pole becomes severe, these birds travel southward. Can you see that? These birds. So once the winter the North Pole becomes severe, then what happens, student? This bird travels southward. And when it is summer in the northern hemisphere, it flies back towards the North Pole. It has to travel in search of food in the course of 1 year. That is, it travels around 70,000 kilometers, students. It might be the only species in the world that experience summer twice in a year. That means, students, these birds, when there is in North Pole, there is a that means very cold climates are there. It will travel to the southwards, and when again in the North Pole summer season will start, again they will come back. Okay, why they are traveling, students? Why they migrated? Because in search of food. Okay, students, and it travels around 70,000 kilometers. Okay, students. It might be the only species in the world that experience summer twice in a year. Next, we see that, students, Siberian crane. See the picture. Okay. Due to severe winter and lack of food, cranes from the cold northern region visit India, traveling around 8 to 10,000 kilometers. And again, students, see that severe winter and there is no food was there, and because of that, from the cold northern region visit India. That crane visit India traveling around 8 to 10,000 kilometers, students. And once summer start in India, they migrate back to the north. Okay, students. Why these birds are traveling, students? This Siberian crane was traveling because in search of food. Okay, students. Because on that time the climate is very severe. Cold climates are there, and they are not getting the food to eat. And in search of food, they are migrating one place to another. Okay, students. And when that means when again that place summer was started, again they go back to their place. Okay, students. See, students, think about it. Totally cancel. Mark with pencil. No need to read this. And use your brain also. Totally cancel. I mark with pencil. No need to read this. Okay, students. Exercise. Question number 1. Complete the statement using correct option. Question number 2. Answer the following questions. And question number 3. Rewrite the following statement after correcting them. So see, students, all these are the assignment I am giving to you as your homework. You have to write this in your workbook or in your notebook and read this lesson twice, 2 times properly. I hope that you understood this lesson. Thank you.